Football team showed up to help. And Jeanette Levy is live in Beavercreek with that and one woman's harrowing survival story. And Jeanette.
Well, Paula, we want to set the scene for you right now. As you can see behind me, we're on Rolling View Avenue. The house here has a huge tarp over the roof. It suffered a lot of damage, and there are piles of debris like this one all over this neighborhood. We spoke to members of that football team today, along with that woman whose entire home was destroyed. A symphony of chainsaws played up and down Graham Drive, chopping up trees taken down by a twister. Joyce Thommen's Sycamore Creek Stables was one of the homes hit the hardest.
Come on, Haley, come on.
Thommen and her dogs were in her bedroom Monday night watching a movie when she heard thunder and turned on the news.
I was laying in bed, so I would have been there when it hit.
Thommen just happens to be a disaster relief volunteer. She was on standby to go to Oklahoma when the tornado hit.
Because my gear was ready to go on swift water, so I grabbed my swift water helmet. And I'm thinking, I put it on. I thought, can't hurt, right? Can't hurt.
Thommen took her dogs, Haley and Jaina, to the basement.
They're really good. They weren't freaking out. They were just shaking, and I was on top of them with my arms through their collars. Because I thought if anybody goes, we're all going together.
Luckily, they made it through, and today the Miami University football team and other volunteers helped her. Ja'don Rucker-Furlow is from Dayton.
Once I found out about it, it really hurt me because I never really seen the city like this.
Rucker-Furlow asked his teammates to help his neighbors.
I really appreciate and love them for taking their time out the day to come out here and help when they didn't have to.
Back at Joyce Thommen's house, she's trying to salvage what she can. One of her mother's paintings is hanging from a beam.
She was an artist, and we had all these paintings around and that one had a ribbon on it, and it was in the hall.
Thommen says she's grateful for the strangers who've come to her aid.
I mean, I can't even tell you, thank goodness for all these people here.
And back out live, you can see a man out there in the distance. He's working hard with a chainsaw, even though it started raining here in Beavercreek just about 10 minutes ago. The rain actually slowed down the cleanup efforts earlier. Now back to Joyce Thommen. We mentioned she's a disaster relief volunteer. She's actually from California. She's here taking care of her mother, who's in a nursing home suffering from Alzheimer's, but she said she's not going to be able to rebuild that house. She's probably just going to move back to California to be with her children and her husband. She said she thinks it's her way, God's way of calling her home. So, Paula, we're live in Beavercreek. We'll send it back to you.
So many lives changed. Good to hear the chainsaws back there and everyone pitching in. And Dayton Power and Light hopes to have power restored to 90% of customers by midnight tomorrow. The remaining 10% may not be restored because the homes are just too badly damaged. If you would like to donate to disaster responses that are underway across the Midwest, there is a link on local12.com. Look for the Salvation Army Tornado and Flood Survivors Relief Fund.
A man rescued from